Beautiful. Okay. One moment. Okay, there we go. All right, so thank you guys for being here. And yeah, welcome, welcome, welcome. Okay, so in our last practice, we played a little bit with the concept of attachment, and not even like personal attachment, but attachments within. And we talked about the diaphragm, you know, the biggest muscle for breathing, and how that connects to the piriformis, and how that connects through the inner seam of the leg to the inner foot. And okay, so that was just like a brief introduction. I'm going to feed a little bit more into that. And I think what we're trying to illuminate for us is that, you know, how we carry ourselves and the parts of the bodies that get tight will affect our breathing. You know, that's super important. So that's my introduction. And I feel like this practice, we're going to move a little bit and then maybe drop into some yin poses, forward folds and stuff like that. So, okay, and we are going to start with a foot massage. And I am wearing my socks because I kind of dig that feeling of the friction. If you like that, great. And that's all up to you. Okay, great. So let's begin. Bring your hands together in front of your heart. Lengthen yourself tall as you inhale. As you exhale, bow your chin, close your eyes, settle into your breath. As you take a few moments for silent gratitude for the space you create and recreate every time you come to your mat to practice, to feeling into whatever's happening in your body. What are you attached to at this moment? Just take one nice big breath in as you are. Release that breath completely. Inhale and re-lengthen. Lift your chin. And exhale this breath completely. We'll welcome ourselves to practice and chant Om together 3 times. Inhale. Bowing your chin, release your hands to your thighs, lift your chin, and open your eyes. Okay, so let's start with, you know which foot you always start with? Go with the opposite one. Place that foot in a place where you can access the foot, however works for you. And then take your hands and just mush your foot for a moment or two. Look at it while you're doing that. Start to drop your jaw. Be with your breath and just receiving your loving, supportive massage and action throughout this whole foot. I don't know if you guys can hear the dogs or not. It's very noisy right here, so that's how they love each other. Okay, now we're going to just take the thumbs to the center line of your foot and just, you know, just bring some acknowledgement to the center line of the foot. And center of your foot, center of your body, diaphragm in the breath. And then now take your hands and just work right in the middle of the arch. So just feel that for a little bit. Notice if you have any tight spaces here. Okay, and we're going to take the opposite hand and just smack, tap the sole of your foot. And then the next thing we're going to do is just give it a full-on corkscrew twist. So one hand at the top, one hand, I'm just lifting mine up for visual, even though I know you all know this little twist the foot in opposite directions. Okay. All right. And then we're just going to point and flex, circle. You could do that any way you like. Just circle the foot. I'm just holding my, oh, there we go. All different ways. Get the ankle moving, the blood flowing. Unless you were shoveling already today, you probably did that. Okay, and then before we switch, just take a moment, whether you can see your feet or not. I'm looking at hearts, I can see the difference in the colors.
So much.
Crazy.
Yeah.
And even just feeling.
That's fine.
This might go on all class. Okay, and then we'll take the other foot and just start the same way, just, looking at the foot, massaging your entire sole of your foot in a way that feels really nice. Just a little gentle wake up into the toes and all the way to the base of your heel. Just mushing, and then you'll make your way to the center line, and we'll just move like you're massaging in this I want to say horizontal, is that right? Yes.
Yeah.
The horizon of your foot. Good. And then we'll make our way up to the center of the center arch. So just mushing that here. Notice anything you feel. And then the next thing we're going to do is just love taps, love pats with your fist or both fists, whatever you feel called to do here. Just waking up the sole of your foot. Okay, and then we're going to go to that corkscrew. So we hold the top and the bottom. Just twist in opposite directions. Really at the center line. Good. Okay, and then when you feel ready, however you want to do this, we'll go different ways. Just rolling your ankle, pointing and flexing. Waking up what needs to be woken. Wake up. Okay, and then rest again. And I'm just going to stretch we're going to stretch our legs out. Just feel that. Okay, and we're going to come to sit. So you can sit on something. I have a bolster here. Heart's on a blanket. Make it comfortable. I'm going to go cross-legged, habitual cross. Good. And then we'll just bring the hands together. Oh, automatically, I just tuck in a little more. I'm crossing. This might not work for everyone, but crossing at the center of the shins here. And I flex the feet. And so everything's already active. And then bring your hands together, interlace. I'm just going to inhale. We're just going to reach out for a moment or two. So you can if your arms need to be softer for the shoulders, do that. Or press up. Just feel your breath. Close your eyes. Or rest your gaze and just feel into this movement of your breath. You might even tune in to what's happening as you inhale right from the center. You're lifting up at the same time. It's pressing down. Okay, one more breath. And then release your hands, open them out to the side. Just let the hands rest wherever they do. Let your chin drop. Change the cross of your legs. Okay, if you need to wiggle your shoulders, it might be a lot right off the bat, especially if you were shoveling. And now bring your hands together, change the interlace, and reach up. Okay, and you find what you need here. You need to be softer. Be softer. You can push up and extend your arms. Maybe you feel the upper arms at your ears. So then it really becomes about the movement that's happening at your center line. And let your jaw go. I said, close your eyes on the last round. Just soften your eyes. If that's closing them, that's fine. Lift your heart. Okay, if your arms are getting a little fatigued, smile, one more breath. And release, open those arms out. Maybe they go back a little bit. Touch the earth, bow your chin. Okay, again, I'm going to sneak back in. So now habitual cross. We're going to take twist. Okay, so if you're sitting up really high, you might want to block to put your right hand on. That's optional. All right, let's start with the right hand behind and the left hand over. Inhale, lengthen. Now exhale, turn to the right. We're just gonna floss this. As you inhale, lengthen, bring yourself back. Keep the hands where they are. Maybe you turn the head to the left. And you exhale back. And if inhaling, exhaling confuses things, and just go at your own pace. Just feel this bit of flossing. And as you turn to the right, friends, add a little bit of, pressure into the left hand, left knee, maybe right hand on the floor. We'll do one more little floss here. So you turn your head to the left. Feel as you come over to the right this time, you're going to lengthen. You're going to twist. Maybe you want to turn the left palm to face out. Maybe the right hand can go behind you more. Anchor into the floor. Open the right side of your chest. Okay, now feel, soften into this. So you keep the same shape, integrity. And you soften on the inside. Soften through your hip creases. Good. One more breath. Slowly release from this. Let your hands rest where they may. Drop your gaze or close your eyes, let the jaw go, and just feel the unwinding. Where you feel that twist happening in the center line. Okay, I'm going to change the cross of the legs again. Yes. And then we'll inhale and exhale. Just turn yourself to the left, right hand to left knee, left hand behind you on a block or on the floor. Take your inhale, and as you exhale, just start to floss this very gently. So you're turning the head, maybe you're hearing some cracks. Know that that's a normal thing. It doesn't sound normal if you're hearing it. Good. Just moving in a way that you're gently encouraging this twisting action. Okay, so let's do one more full little floss here. And then as you come to the left, lengthen yourself. Turn with intention. You can turn the right hand out if you like. Open through the left side of the chest, left side of the shoulder. Okay, so feel for yourself, are you leaning back? Are you compensating in some way? That's all fine. Sometimes just gathering information, and sometimes it's just a reminder to make these little corrections, to feel yourself lengthening from the base to the crown. You're twisting around the axis of your center line. And then exhale and release and just come to rest again. Whatever you need to do, just be here. Good. Okay. Beautiful. Bring your hands together. Interlace your fingers. You're going to press the palms forward. Oh, I didn't change the cross legs. That's okay. Take your back, like lean back if you can, and counterbalance with the press of your arms. So feel you are in your cat pose. Good. And then inhale, lift your arms, lengthen yourself tall. Now, as you exhale, maybe the hands can go back more. Maybe you look up more. Maybe you lift your chest more. Just embody a bit of this cow pose. And then exhale, take the belly back, tuck in. This time, bring your hands, grab hold of your knees, lean back a little bit more if you can. Press the hands into the knees. And inhale, rise up. Exhale, take the chest forward. We're going to bring the hands maybe to the center of the thighs. Take the shoulders back equally. Look up. Good. Inhale, rise. Exhale, take it back again. Add some flexion into your feet. Maybe the baby toe edges of your feet are pushing forward. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, take it forward again. We're going to circle from here. So shift your ribs over to one side. Shift them back and just find this motion in your ocean. Doesn't need to be that deep of anything. You're just embracing this. It's probably my favorite scene in the movie Avatar many, many years ago. When they're sitting on the grass with the lights, everyone's connected and they're just doing this. Mm-hmm. rolling yourself. Good. All right. One more in this direction. Good. And then reverse. Circle in the opposite direction a few times. If you need to put your hands on the floor for support, I hope you're doing that. And yeah, just feel you're just stirring up. Good. Okay. Let's do one more full rotation. Good. And then you're going to find your hands on your knees, tuck back, tuck your chin. Soften your hip creases for a moment. Maybe you draw the belly in a little more. And then inhale, lengthen. Slide your hands, roll your shoulders back, take your chest forward, look up if you can, drop your jaw. And then press yourself up, stay upright. Bring your hands together. Opposite interlace your fingers. Press the palms forward, tuck your belly back, tuck your chin, let the shoulders move forward. Use your feet in some way. And then inhale, lift it up. Stay here. Maybe you take it back a bit. You lift your heart. You look up. You find your place. I'm still pressing up though. Good. And then exhale, release. Hands to the floor. Stretch your legs out. Move your feet around. Okay. All right. We're just going to come to lie down, guys. This is going to be, I feel like we're going to be up and down, but we're going to open the diaphragm the way we did in class the other day. So I take the bolster and it goes up, pretty high. And then I'll bring a block for the head. Okay, and then anything else you want for your legs, we did a Baddha optional, so you might take some blanket rolls on either side to go underneath your thighs, but you don't need to do Baddha. This is more about the breath. So you could sit with your legs stretched straight or knees bent, whatever you like. And then on the bolster, it's high up. So as I come to lie down, maybe I'll feel even, the nape of the neck is on the bolster and on the little support for the head. So the chest is really on the bolster. Sometimes we do this and we bring the bolster down and the arms fit nice between, but here it's high. Okay, so I want you to feel like, oh, my bottom ribs, the floating ribs are just floating. The mid back is also floating. You might lift your hips and just, pull your tail down a little bit. Kind of see, so pull the tail down and then rest here however you like. Baddha, that soles of the feet together, knees open, or whatever position. Arms can rest, any place that, maybe the bolster is going to support your upper arms. You have shoulder stuff, and I really appreciate that. And we did this last class. After a few breaths, I had you take your thumbs to find the bottom ribs and your fingers to find your hip bones. So we have this soft space between bottom ribs and hips that we just want to invite the breath in here for a few rounds. And at the same time, you take everything you have been cultivating. Oh my gosh, sorry, both dogs just jumped right on top of me. Everything you've been cultivating in your years of yoga to drop into your props, to let the lift of the props to establish this release. So just opening this diaphragm space. And as you settle in, just tune in to what part of you is moving as you breathe in, where you're feeling, what you're releasing. And can you start to take that awareness into the full circumference, the front, the back, the sides of this part of you that is not supported by the bolster, not resting on the floor. Okay, I'm going to take the arms over the head just as a way of opening, lifting the ribs cage up. You might tuck your chin and realign your head. My hands are just resting. I'm not adding in any extra lengthening. Oh, geez, just letting this happen. I say it's a great skill to be able to stay in your practice no matter what's happening around you. Okay, take 2 more breaths. And release your arms down by your sides and taking them over just to bring everything back for a breath or 2. Okay. And then we're going to come up to sitting once again. Feet to the floor, you can lift your head, you might just come straight up, roll to the side, and then just move your props out of the way. Actually, I'm going to keep the block here, bring the other block. You might want to set a blanket down for your knees. Okay. Grab my other block. All right, so let's start with cat-cow, guys. I'm just going to slip my socks off. Okay, so I did put my blocks either side of the mat because I'm going to turn to face you in a moment, but we'll just start with cat-cow. We'll spread your fingers, anchor your toes to the floor. Good. And then just moving through your cat-cow as you do. You want to close your eyes, it's fine. We've already done cat-cow a few times. Seated. And change our relationship to gravity. Okay. And just feel, notice you. What are your thighs doing in each of these poses? You just tune into the thigh bones. Good. Okay, let's do one more. Good. And then find neutral here. So once you're in your neutral, draw your belly in a little bit, push the hands into the floor. Maybe feel your chest lift a little bit, and then don't, I'm looking up to overstretch the neck. Lengthen the back of your neck. Okay, anchor your toes, like as if you want to push the mat away. All right, now we're just going to move just the chest. So as you push the hands in, you feel the heart lift, and then you release the heart down between the arms. Just do this a few times. Just really isolating this. You can draw your belly in just to support your low back. Good. One last one. Good. Okay, child's pose. So tops of the feet down. If you want to walk your knees up more on your blanket, do that. Set yourself down, extend your arms as far as comfortable. And here's the thing, we want to try and keep the hips to the heels. That doesn't happen for everyone, that's the way it is. Do your best, so maybe you start with hips to heels and then you extend the arms. Just feel where you need to be. And close your eyes or drop your gaze. Let's tune into the oscillations of your breath. Anything else that might be speaking to you here? Let's take one more breath. We'll rise up to hands and knees. Tuck your toes under and exhale to your downward dog. And I'm just going slow. I'm going to really bend the knees, take the butt back. Maybe this is going to be more healing for you. Or you can walk your legs back and straighten your legs. Good. Find some movement here, friends. So whatever you need, maybe walking the dog a little bit as you push one heel down, the other, just connecting to your downward facing dog. Good. Okay, and then from this downward dog, I'm going to place the right knee on the floor with the right toes tucked under. Turn your right hand out, pivot your left foot so you're on the big toe edge, and then reach your right arm up. If you need to pivot your right foot out, for balance, do that. Just reach up. Maybe you bring the left toes in a little bit more so you feel the foot can get flat, push down. Okay, if you're feeling frisky, you didn't shovel today, you want to lift this right knee up just for fun, do that. Good, and then release. Maybe back to downward dog. Maybe you're going to lift the right leg up in the air for a moment. Just push out through the heel. Good. Okay, right leg down if you've lifted it. Center your downward dog. And then take the left knee, put it down. Tuck the left toes under. Pivot your right foot, your big toe edge. Turn the left hand out slightly. And then take the right arm up. Just be here. So the right toes might turn in a little bit. You get more on the outer edge of the foot. And then if you want to lift that knee just for fun, go for that. And then release. Downward dog. Maybe the left leg goes straight up. Pardon my coughing. Good. And then put it down. Both knees to the floor. Toes tucked under. I mean, I'm coming to sit on the heels, but you make it your own. Just whatever you need to do here, make it your own. It's about opening the soles of the feet. Good. Okay. So from here, I'm going to pivot to face you. You could stay as you are. I'm going to come onto hands and knees with the blocks, knees right together, toes tucked under. Now I'm going to step that left foot out to the left. Yeah, pivot the toes in a little bit so that you can get the outer edge of the foot down. Good. Okay, right hand's going to stay. Reach the left arm up. Just be here. Good. Put the left hand on your block. Take the right arm up, and here's where you might be like, ah. So you can always lift the left toes up if that helps. Good. And then release. So my right toes are tucked under, I'm coming up. Varigasana gate pose. So realign. I can just see for myself and realign. Good. Okay, feel these hips. Left hip might be lifting. Just do your best here. And then as you start to drop that left hip, press through the right knee. Find your balance as best as you can. Yeah. And then open your arms out to the side. Take the right hand all the way down to the floor. You could bring your block over if you need that. Turn the palm, take it up and over your head. Reach. Anchor through the feet, anchor through the knee. Notice if your right hip's popping back. Maybe you can pull it forward. Good. And then come all the way back up. We'll just go the opposite way. So left hand to the left thigh, reach the right arm straight up along your ear. Reach up, push through the right knee, and then crescent over towards the left. Firm your left leg, friends. Firm your left foot. See if you can drop this left hip. Good. And then come all the way back, maybe hands together, knees together. I'm going to sit on the tops of the feet for a moment. However you need to sit, feel your heartbeat. Feel your breath, soften, and then we go second side. So we'll start again with the hands on the blocks, knees right together, feet together, toes tucked under, right foot extends out. Okay, and then anchor the foot in some way. Good, okay. Keep the left hand on the block, reach the right arm up. You push that left knee down, reach up. Good. And then switch hands. So here's where you start to be mindful. As the left arm lifts, you're like, maybe I need to lift the right foot. And that's going to relieve the inner thigh a little bit. Breathe. Good. Both hands to the blocks. Adjust your stance so you feel like you're kind of in a line here. And then bring yourself up. Okay, notice. See if you can drop, and then you push into the left knee. Nice and even here. Good, open your arms out. And then exhale. Take the left hand down, reach the right arm up. And just take that right arm up and alongside your ear. Good. Anchor. Okay, I can feel my left hip is maybe wants to come back, and maybe you need that. Just see, can you realign left hip over left knee? And then come back up. And go opposite way, right hand to right thigh somewhere, left arm up and alongside the ear, and then crescent over. And just firm your right leg. And you can drop into that right hip. Good. Okay, from here, I'm coming back. I'm going to go into downward facing dog. You could sit. You could take child's pose. You could just watch. It's all fine. Okay. Breathe here. Wag your tail a little bit. Okay, we're gonna do some cat-cow and downward dog. So if you wanna just go hands and knees, that's fine. And lift the heels high. Bend your knees. Send the belly back. And then start to move into whatever you feel would be a cat-cow here. Nice strong arms. If you're on your hands and your feet and downward dog, firm your arms. Let the heart melt between the arms. Good. Okay. And then lower yourself to your knees. Lower yourself all the way down onto your tummy. Palm over palm. Rest into your stillness. Let your breath go. Maybe you turn your big toes in towards each other a little bit just to open the back. Release. Good. Okay, I'm just going to move my blocks out of the way. Yours are probably just fine where they are. All right. Okay, let's come up to Sphinx. So if you're still on your blanket, it's nice, if it hits bottom of the ribs and then down to the thighs. And that can be nice and supportive. And then palms come down to the floor, forearms to the floor. Extend through your legs to the tops of your feet. Pull your chin in, lengthen the back of your neck. Take your heart in, your belly in. And as you start to almost move into like what could be cow pose here, just feel like I'm pushing everything back. And feel the tops of the thighs get maybe a little more grounded. Breathe. So there's effort here. You're pushing the forearms down and away. And then exhale and lower yourself slowly into what you feel might be the cow portion. The shoulders back, head lifting. If that's too much for your back, engage your belly a little bit. Good. One more breath. Good. Okay, left forearm's going to pivot to the floor. It's going to go flat. So it's parallel to the long side of your mat. Just adjust the view. Okay, and you're here. You can lower your forehead to your left forearm. Then slide yourself side to side as you bring your legs together. So the right hand on the floor might help. And then we're going to bend the right leg. Take your hand, reach back, see if you can find even your pants. Anything. If you can't grab it, you just reach back through your right arm. But if you can grab the top of the ankle, the top of the foot, bring the thumb alongside the rest of the fingers. And start to flex your toes and press the foot into the arm just to open the shoulder a little bit. Take your belly in just to protect your low back. Feel the thigh heavy, and then you can push into the forearm if you want to lift your head. You go there, breathe. And I'm going to lift that left leg. If that's there for you, go there. Maybe the right thigh and maybe the left arm. When we come to dancer here on the floor, I'm going to also slide my right hand to the big toe edge, just for more shoulder. One more breath. And then lovingly release all of that and just come back to your rest. And let the legs separate a bit. Big toes turn in. Just feel. It's such a potent pose. Good. Okay. Good. And then bringing your right forearm to the floor. You can drop your head to rest there. Use your left hand, possibly rock yourself side to side and bring your legs together. And then we'll bend the left leg. You find your place here, friends. You don't have to go anywhere other than whatever you need for today. So I'm on the big toe edge. I'm going to start to flex the toes, push the foot into the hand. So I take the shoulder back a little bit. And then if you feel like, oh, I want to press my right forearm down, lift my head, that's fine. And then maybe the right leg, maybe the left thigh, maybe the right arm. When I look down, I'm pressing up through everything. Like you're flying, you're breathing. And then release it all and rest into what you have released. Good. Okay. One more breath. Well, this could be a lot right off the bat, but I feel like we're going to grab both feet next. So I'll give you a moment if you want to use a strap. And if you just want to bend your knees and reach Maybe that's your pose today, it's all fine. From here, bend your knees, take your hands, find your feet. Bring the thumb along. So maybe you're holding the tops of your feet, your pants, your strap, whatever you've got there. Just soften your belly, relax into the floor. And we'll start by just flexing the toes, start to push the feet into the hands, let the shoulders lift equally like your cape. Then maybe the head lifts, maybe the thighs lift. And we breathe, and we soften the heart down. Good, one more breath. And then release everything, rest. Good. Okay, I'm gonna take a little twist here. So you'll lift your head, bring your hands into wherever you feel cobra is. Rock side to side, bring the legs together. Yeah, spread your fingers, lift your shoulders, just bend the right knee. Okay, then from here, we'll lift the right thigh, take this right foot over to the left. Maybe you peek over your left shoulder, let the left leg turn. Come back onto your belly, switch sides. Just do this little side to side a few times. I'm gonna add in a little cobra, if that's interesting. Then when you bring the feet down, you lift up. And then you can move second side. So you could lift and lower in the center, it's all fine. You might lift even as you take that foot over to the other side. You know, just be playfully curious here. No, there's no right, there's no wrong. You're moving, you're breathing, you're doing, and then rest. Okay, once you've got an equal number, come back to your rest. Okay, we're gonna do it one more time just to bring ourselves up to sitting. So I'm just gonna go one side, same action. I'm gonna bend the right knee, take it over to the left. Press yourself up. Okay, adjust whatever you need to lie down on. If you want a blanket for your head, anything like that. Let's grab your strap while you're up, just so you have it. And once you come onto your back, let's hug the knees in. As you take child's pose on your back, you rock here. You might walk your hands down, the shins a little bit, just massage the back. Okay, we're gonna circle. Okay, I'm just gonna change the way I have this blanket underneath me to go long. But if you're good, you stay. Yeah, and then hugging your knees, just start to circle them around. So your hands are on the kneecaps. You're just making this circle for your back, for your sacrum. And then the opposite way a few times. Good. I said yin, but I don't see that happening now. Best laid plans of Joe. Okay, set your left foot on the floor. Take your hands or your strap, interlace behind the right thigh and straighten your right thigh up. Or straighten your right leg, not just the thigh. I'm just gonna push the thigh into the hands, add a little flexion through the feet, through the foot. You might walk your left foot out a little bit. You see what you need, what would feel better and more balanced. Good. And now press out. If you get this, from the inseam of your leg to the inseam of your foot. And you'll know you get that because the outer edge of the foot is gonna come down a little bit as the arch lifts. Good. One more breath. Good. Okay. From here, I'm going to heel toe my left foot to what I feel center is. Cross this right knee over the left knee and then bring these knees in. So use your strap or your hands behind the left thigh, on top of the right knee, on top of the left knee, wherever feels good here. And then bring in a little bit of this rocking side to side just for a moment. Good. Okay, now we're going to come to whatever you feel your center is. Hug these knees into your chest. And now put your mind into this outer right hip. And you're just going to press this right hip away from you at the same time as you're drawing this package in. Breathe. Good. And then release your hands, lower left foot to the floor. Keep the cross, guys. We're going to twist. You're gonna open the arms out to the side. Push the left foot down, lift your hips up. Take the hips to the right and put them down. Now drop this knee package to the left. And if you need to unwrap, unwrap. The right shoulder might lift. If you're not happy with that, you put a prop underneath your left knee. Or even just wave your knees a little bit, like coax this shape out a little bit. Just breathe and feel all these connections, whatever's talking to you, whatever's stretching, whatever's, oh, so happy. One more breath. Good. And then make your way back onto your back, uncross the legs, realign yourself on your blanket and on your back. And then if you need a windshield wiper just to kind of shake that off, do that a few times. It's massaging the back in a really nice way. Good. And then we'll come back to knees bent, feet on the floor. Bring the left thigh in, interlace, opposite interlace behind the belly of the thigh, the center of the thigh, and straighten your left leg. And then you feel here. Can you add flexion into the foot? Push up through the heel. The right foot might want to walk out a little bit just to balance you. Smile and breathe. Press the thigh into the hands. Hands resist. And softening your glutes if you can. Good. One more breath. You're going to heel toe that right foot into whatever you feel center is. Release your hands. Cross left knee over right. And then push the right foot into the floor. Lift your hips. Hips go left. And they come down. And then the knees are going to go to the right. Okay, and then you be here. You want to floss a little bit. You're going to lift and lower the knees. That might feel really nice and helpful. But also just being there, can be quite deep. So just feel into this body. How can you take care of yourself and still get some benefit from this? Good. Okay, one more breath in. Breathe out. And then make your way back onto your back. Realign, separate the feet. Let's hug the knees in. Just rock them in and out for a moment or two. Good.
Oh, we hugged our knees when they were crossed.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Now put the right foot back on the floor. Cross the left knee over again. And now bring this leg package in. I wasn't looking, but I'm sure somebody was reminding me. So you have the knees crossed. Take your hands. Feel here. Rock side to side if that would feel good. Thank you. And then we settle in. So I'm hugging this package into the chest and drawing the left outer hip towards the back of the mat. Flex through your feet. Smile and breathe. Good. Okay. Was that it?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Release your legs. Hug them into your chest. Good. All right. I'm going to rock and roll up to sitting. You do come up however you like. If you like the rock and rolling, how awesome. To massage the full length of your back in this very fun and playful way. Good. And then bring yourself up when you get here. Okay. Good. All right. So we're going to come to a wide-legged forward fold. I'm just going to turn to face you. You're fine as you are. I'm going to sit on the blanket. You might want to sit on a bolster. Here's the pose. Okay, so I really perch myself on the edge. Here's the inner thighs. Oh, how often do we get access to this inner leg? Not often enough. I'm just going to sit for a moment. So I'm going to take the hands behind, lengthen, and then, okay, I know we all have different stuff going on here. You can put the legs closer together. You find your place here where you can really allow the legs to be heavy. So maybe you close your eyes or you drop your gaze. Take a look at your feet, both sides of the heel on the floor, toes pointing up. Yeah, beautiful. Yes. Oh my God, I love that. Yeah, I'm sorry, watching Sharon give herself a back massage is just beautiful. That's what it's about. What do I need right now? And just feel okay. Allow yourself to drop in, but we still want to keep lifting the heart, dropping the legs, dropping the inner thigh. We'll just take one more moment here of just being in this shape. Now I'm going to press out from the inner thigh to the inner arch, and you'll know you have that because the outer edge of the foot will start to move. So just find that, a little bit of integrity here. Now we're going to pull from the center of the foot through the inner leg to the inner hip. And you're just going to notice, oh, what happens when I push out? My belly, my midsection. What happens when I pull in? Just do that a few times, just a muscular action. And then we're going to settle between the two. So you're not pushing, you're not pulling, you're just here. Whatever here is right now at this moment, it might not be the same here next week. And then start to walk your hands forward, just very slowly, just feeling, what happens to the inner legs start to come forward. And it's melting the heart, finding this connection of, I'm going to say cat-cow, these are poses we're very familiar with. So how do I use my prior knowledge to help create some space in this body to very lovingly bring yourself forward? And take your time, be on your hands, be on your forearms. Just breathe here. And we're just going to be here for about a minute, guys. Just find your happy place. This place of dropping in a deep, deep grounding. It's a deeply grounding pose. Whether you ever get your chest to the floor or not, doesn't matter. How can I use this to soften my breathing, to feel the full circumference of my diaphragm, to release any tension that is building or is already here. Let's really be in this shape of this pose. Okay, the cat and the cow, the lengthening of the spine, the dropping of the heart, this inseam of the leg, this integrity in your feet, everything connected here. And you'll have pockets of awareness to the breath. And kind of shift between these places of what's my body doing, what's connected, what's working, and where can I just simply be. Okay, if you've had enough, don't come out, maybe back out a little bit. Some of you might feel, oh, my body's opening, I can come in a little deeper. You might feel that. Soften the outer hips, as if, you feel like the skin over your glutes is just releasing. Good. Okay, final few breaths. And very lovingly, as you feel ready, you'll take your time, walk yourself up. Just pause in the sit for a moment. Maybe your eyes want to stay closed. And then we're going to fold the legs in. Actually, let's just fold one leg in. Let's just take the left leg in. I'm going to bring the right thigh to meet with this left. Yeah, okay, good. All right, I'm just going to turn to the side here. Okay, so what's nice in this pose, I'm going to really anchor this left foot. If you need to throw a prop underneath your left knee, do that. I'm going to push the left foot and the right thigh towards each other. Lengthen. Just be here. Notice if you're feeling some tension in your hip. You might even take your thumb into your hip crease and just drop it down. Okay, now very slowly turn your torso to face this right leg. So the left hand might come to the inside. And just be here. I often say I hug this right leg in, and that's just a way of protecting the outer hip a little bit. Not that you're going to damage it if you don't. And then exhale and slowly walk yourself out over this right leg. And the heel evenly, both sides of the heel, toes pointing up. Take your time. And use all of these, maybe you add some integrity in the legs, and then you can soften that. Just be playful here. Also notice if your right shoulder's really dropping. And then maybe the right hand can come down and just lift the right shoulder a little bit. And we're just aiming the heart over the knee. The left hand, if it wants to come over to the right, outer edge of the right foot, that's entirely up to you. Melt. And there's that inner play. What's happening? Where am I collapsing? Different than releasing. Integrity in your legs, the hips, and softening of the skin down the sacrum, over the buttocks. Softening of the heart. Maybe it's integrity. Feel for yourself. Softening your eyes. And we move into our final few moments. You need to back off and just back out a little bit. And you're going to back in. Good. Okay. And then slowly bring yourself upright. Just pause. It's a twist. So feel the untwisting, the softening in your head. And then we'll just change sides. So if you had a support, just bring it over. You might not need one. Take the right foot along the inseam of this left thigh and just be here for a moment. So you set the integrity in your left foot. You feel, and then with consciousness, you just turn the chest to face this left leg. And again, you're just going to pause here. Just bring in all these powers of awareness. These are your superpowers. You've worked hard, many years of practice to integrate. Okay, you can push out through the inseam of the left leg. You could pull in, feel. And when you're ready, lovingly walk yourself out over this left leg and go so slow so that you feel. And then you're like, okay, do I need some cat? Do I need some cow? Do I need to lengthen? Do I need to drop? What's happening in my legs? So many places here. And every single one of us is feeling it someplace else. How cool is that? So you honor this body, you honor your experience. Just notice if your left shoulder is really dipping. Center your chest. Okay, and as you melt, if you would like to take the right hand over, then go for that, but that's not really the focus here. This is just about receiving what's on offer today. And how can I work with what I've got? To find comfort, to find serenity, to find that stretch and that lengthening and awakening that I need today. And layering all of that with your breath awareness. It's even feeling the breath move through you. Releasing a little more deeply if you can. When you feel ready, some of you might be feeling, I'm just getting it. Mm-hmm. That's fine. You need more time. It's the luxury of your practice. So take your time, nothing to do once you get up, but just simply be and just feel and receive. Good. Okay. All right, guys. So we're going to move into Savasana. I did say bring your strap, and I know we didn't use it, but you're used to that probably. Okay. So I'm just going to set up for Savasana. We're going to lift the hips on the block for, however long you like before you settle in. So take your time, make it a nice, warm. If you have a view outside right now, like you're in Calgary or Winnipeg, then Let that be this cozy feeling. Okay, and then once you're down, you take your block if you so desire. Lift your hips and just rest the sacrum on the block at whatever height you like. Lowest height, medium height, 2 blocks, one on top of the other. And I'm going to heel toe the feet as if I'm doing almost a basic resting pose. So they're almost as wide as my mat. I turn the heels out. I'm dropping the knees in. They're not touching because I'm on the highest height. So it's all fine. I'm just inviting this inseam of the legs to just hang. And then the outer hips to just roll in. And of course, the diaphragm is free. Move and be. And you're also upside down. You have your heart lifted higher than your head, most likely. Good. Okay, I'm just going to take 3 more breaths here. And then I'm going to come off the block and settle in Savasana. If you want to lift your legs or do anything else while you're on your block in your time, you do that. Okay. So I'm coming off the block now. But I honor whatever you're choosing to do. Good. And if you're moving into Shavasana, just let it be very comfortable. If you're still moving, let that be a restful movement. And releasing yourself wherever you are, whatever you're doing, let it be. Let it be. Staying as you are. Just releasing yourself more deeply through your breath. through your heaviness, through your hip crease, through your heart. Staying here, that's where you would like to stay. That's lovely. Might as well start to just journey our way out. If you're coming out, maybe through rotating your ankles, your toes, moving, and then adding your fingers and your wrists. Just like offer yourself this medicine. If you like to turn your head side to side a few times, it's a rolling of the neck, a rolling of the wrists, a rolling of the ankles. You might turn your big toes in and out a few times. You can turn your hands a few times. And lengthening through your heels, through your arms. You can reach your arms over your head. Give yourself a nice big stretch. Bending your knees, feet to the floor, to your bolster. And you might just want to rest there for a few moments or hug your knees into your chest. Let this be the medicine. You know, we've opened, we've released, and now we're just very gently inviting everything back. And when you're ready from here, friends, we'll just roll over to your right side and rest maybe 3 breaths until you start to feel yourself almost get heavy to the floor. And then turning your chest to the floor, use your hands to lift yourself up. Let your head just come along for the ride. You might even keep your eyes closed. Take your time. And we'll just meet in seated in our quiet stillness. And just rest your hands anywhere. And just breathe. Just feel this moment here, you know, at the end of your practice. And you know, this feeling maybe stays for a little bit, doesn't last for 3 days or anything like that. Just really savor and remind yourself, oh, this is what it feels like when I come out of practice. When you're ready, we'll bring the hands together at the heart. Lengthen yourself as you inhale. Bow your chin as you exhale. And just honor all that you are and all that you bring and everything you may have learned. And inhale, re-lengthen, lift your chin. Exhale this breath. And we seal this class, friends, with our may we be blessed mantra prayer and an Om. Inhale. May we be blessed with love and kindness. May we be well. May we be peaceful and at ease. May we be healthy and may we be happy. We'll seal that. Inhale. Take a full breath in. Breathe into your hands. Hit your sacred breath. Bow your chin. Great gratitude and love. Offer this to yourself. And we'll offer it out into the world, all over. Yes. And we'll bring it back in. Yes. Bring it in. So much love, guys. Family Day blessings for you and your families. Yes. Thank you for being here. So much love. So much honoring. We'll see you all very soon. Have fun, guys. Be good.